San Diego we're talking about here, and all the fun stuff that's down there. And, you know, our guest, Stephen Macdonald, was just in San Diego, and we kind of came across that conversation because, well, one of the things that you can do is really get excited and make excitement around the things you're trying to sell, right? I mean, that's what people are doing all the time. Stephen Macdonald joins us, who has a degree and postgraduate degree in real estate and has achieved awards for 15 straight years. Welcome back. How are you?
Hey, Ben. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, so you enjoyed San Diego.
Oh, I love San Diego. It was beautiful. The beaches, what can you say?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's a cool part of the country.
Oh, it's amazing, amazing, beautiful. Even there was jellyfish there. Isn't it amazing seeing a jellyfish?
I can't believe you got stung by a jellyfish.
Stung by a jellyfish. You want to see where I was stung?
I don't.
Just checking. Man.
I don't know. Where is it? You know, on your hand? Arm?
On my arm.
If it's on, I don't want to see it. So, you know, it's kind of interesting because San Diego and Seattle, there's a lot of similarities. And a lot of people want to move to San Diego.
Right.
A lot of people are moving to Seattle. And we've talked a lot at length about the lack of inventory that's here in Seattle.
Right.
But some houses aren't selling the way people wanted to. And you know, what do you do when your house isn't selling as fast or as you would hope?
You know, the big thing is I see, Ben, is a lot of people always think price, right? When you look at your home, there's really only three things you can change. That's the physical price, the physical presence of the property, which is the condition of it, and then the marketing. Are you really selling it properly? Is it getting the proper exposure? So most people know the marketing's pretty good, and those people know the price. But the reality is there's a lot we can actually do with the physical house that can make it more appealing and help it sell.
And I mean, when you talk about that, you're really talking about making it just more appealing to the eye aesthetically.
Right. So, for example, you know, if you stage your house, people say you can typically get a 3 to 6% increase in value or make it more marketable, sell quicker, if you actually stage the house, or if the grass is looking nice. It's like the idea, if you have a car and it's not detailed, you can sell it for X amount of dollars, but if it's detailed, it's kind of appealing, and you can walk right in there, you can see a finished product. There's something exciting about sitting in a nice, clean car, right? So that's the same idea as you have when you're selling a home.
And so what are some of those things, when you talk about staging the house, but, I mean, what are some other things people can do to maybe bump up the house appeal, marketability?
Yeah, you know, one thing I've been really interested in the last few days is the concept of bringing color to a house. You know, some people will do staging, they make it all nice and clean, the grass is really nice. But what I'm seeing is people have come through a really crummy winter, right, in the Northwest. It's been grey
a crummy
sky.
Spring, and we're halfway through a crummy summer.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of grey, right? And grey is actually a fairly trendy colour, but colour, I think, is the big deal. You look at the Seattle Sounders, look at the colour of their uniform, their strip, you look at all the new soccer cleats and boots. But I think if we bring colour to a house, it can maybe change things.
So just adding a level of excitement, like Nike did to their shoes.
Exactly. You know, one of the things I think with colour is that a colour in a room, colour in a house can change the atmosphere. So if you walk into your studio right now, it's a kind of grey-blue colour. That typically is going to relax you, supposed to be. But if you have a bright colour, it's supposed to energize you.
Or paint in the walls, then.
Paint the walls. Let's do it right now. Let's paint. So the idea, if you have a really bright colour, like orange, red, lime, it's going to make it happy. And I think people have had enough of the grey colours in the Northwest. And what I'm seeing is if we bring colour, inject it into a house, in the front door, inside, or the back area, it's going to make a big difference.
No, not the whole house, right? You're not painting the whole house bright orange.
No, I don't think so. Well, one of the big things... You want to try that? We should try that.
We should try it with your house.
Yeah, we'll try your house first.
No, I'll pass.
Well, actually, one thing that's interesting is that I was doing some research on this, and people who are changing their front door to a brighter colour is helping a lot. So you don't have to change the whole house, but so you have your front door, you have the interior of the house. If you'd make an accent colour, even the back door or the back patio, like a red colour or orange furniture patio, that can make a big difference.
Well, red means sale, right? I mean, there's a psychology around red, and that's why all the big sale tags are in red, and Lexus puts the red ribbon around their cars and all these different things. So I guess that would, put you in that sale mood, right, when you walk in the house.
Yeah, I think so. And if you go into these, I think one of the big things with new construction or people selling a home, they would make it really generic. So people can walk into the house and they can imagine themselves living in it. So it's not any bright colours to distract them. That was the old school of thought. I think what's happening now is we've had a long winter. Let's spice it up. Let's make some red and orange and be some dramatic colors so people are energized and it looks happy. And people want to be happy, right?
That's what everybody says. What do you want? I just want happiness.
I just want to be happy.
No,
right?
And now we know. You just paint your wall.
It's cheaper than going to San Diego.
That is true. And less jellyfish. We're here with Stephen Macdonald with John L. Scott. Stephen, so historically, people have gone away from this excitement, this color, because they don't want to, I don't know, rub people the wrong way.
Right.
But you think that actually you're generating excitement rather than just trying to ride that dull line.
Right, exactly. And a lot of the tough thing is that people, if you went out and painted your room orange, right, that could be pretty aggressive and abrasive to some people. So I think what we have to do is do some research and get the right colors. Do you know what actually I found out, Ben? A really interesting statistic. There's over 65,000 shades of blue.
What?
Now, does that not drop really interesting? That's how I was told. Over. So the idea is you could say, let's paint your room blue, but really the reality is, how do we get the right blue or the right orange or the right red? There's a lot of, once you get into color choosing, it gets quite a scary thing. So for example, if you put the wall, make an accent color red, it could be really in your face and very distracting. But you could do a red color, which can change the tone of a room and make it really appealing and sell it for a very low cost.
Now, when you talk about color, and the excitement in a house, you're not just talking about paint either. I mean, because you talked about staging.
Right.
I mean, I imagine you could also put items in a house that would make it more exciting.
Right. One thing I found because really what we're trying to do here is sell the house without reducing the price and not spending a lot of money. So bringing color, for example, furniture patio. You could maybe have standard furniture patio, but go to Target or Walmart or some store and bring in some orange cups, orange mats, orange color, orange chairs, and all of a sudden you walk out in the back patio and it's this happy place.
We just went and got some patio furniture, and we got the one with like the fireplace in the middle, like a little propane one.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we're like hanging out outside. Could be because it got sunny, but I'm blaming it on the patio furniture.
But that's a big deal. In fact, one of the things that people see, if they see places where they can sit, so we've found in backyards, if you have 2 or 3 sitting areas, it's a lot more attractive and people can imagine themselves living in a house. So if you have a house with nowhere to sit, that might be, change that one item and you might get a buyer.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what people want. I mean, it seems that a lot of people want houses that they can imagine themselves entertaining in, whether they entertain or not.
Right.
That's kind of the concept, right?
Right.
The kitchen is where people hang out, or the outdoor area where people hang out, and they think barbecues or 4th of July, whatever it may be.
Right.
And it sounds to me like what you're saying is, make it a little bit easier to imagine that.
Right, exactly. One thing that I would caution people to do is, I had this situation where somebody had made this carpet a green carpet, and it was really bad. So you walk in there and you have to climb over this color to even imagine where you live or how you can live in that property. So what I would suggest you do if you want to introduce color, which I really feel is really important right now, is get a good consultant, like a color consultant. Maybe it costs you $75 to $150. But that's a lot cheaper than painting your wall 3 times.
Yeah, it is.
Just choose some
Paint's expensive, man.
So you get a good consultant, get the right colors, or go to a model home, or even look in your IKEA magazine. But get some colors that you see appeals to you, and just introduce it. Just copy somebody.
That's a good idea. Having somebody come in who understands those things too, rather than just listening to us going, well, throw some orange up. Next thing you know, we're going to call from somebody who goes, I painted my entire house orange and it is not sold.
Yeah, exactly. So I would really strongly encourage you, if you're not a color person, is to get a consultant. Go online and choose a consultant. There's lots of really good consultants, interior designers, and get the right colors. Just get a standard, strong color that's happy and bright and summery. And I would be pretty sure it'll help you sell your home.
It sounds like a good idea. Stephen, thanks so much for joining us again. Stephen Macdonald with John L. Scott. When we come back, Stephen's coming back. Matt's coming back. Heather's joining us. We're going to chat more about real estate, what's going on in today's world. We'll be back after this break.